The first thing we're going to learn in session 2 is 3 new chords. The first chord we will learn is the B7 chord. It's very hard and it uses all 4 fingers on our left hand, which is quite difficult for us at this stage. Don't worry about the fact that we're learning such hard chords early on. It's just important that we get them out of the way. So, to do this chord, we put our first finger onto the first fret of the 4th string, second finger onto the 2nd fret of the 5th string, third finger onto the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and 4th finger onto the 2nd fret of the 1st string. So we have all 4 fingers down there. As you can see, the 6th string is marked with an X, so we bring the thumb over the top. If you can't do that, don't worry about it. It's not a big problem, and it can still ring through. But what we would like to do is get the 2nd string, which is open still, and make sure that rings through. So as usual, we'll give it a strum, and then we'll play each of the notes one by one to make sure they're ringing through. Okay? That's the chord of B7. The next chord up is C. We put the first finger onto the 1st fret of the 2nd string, the 2nd finger onto the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and the 3rd finger onto the 3rd fret of the 5th string. It's quite a good stretch to get those 3 fingers all the way like that, and it's good for your hands to start stretching. They will be able to stretch immensely by the time we're finished. As you can see also, the 6th string is marked with an X to be muffled out, and it's very difficult for beginner guitarists to get their thumb over the top for that one, and don't worry about it if you can't. But if you can, it's good. Again, we'll give it a strum, and then we'll play each of the notes one by one. As you can hear, it's a lovely sounding chord with a nice rich sound. The last chord we'll learn is called the G chord. This one doesn't even use the 1st finger, only uses the 2nd, 3rd and 4th fingers. So we put our 2nd finger onto the 2nd fret of the 5th string, 3rd finger onto the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and a big stretch for the 4th finger down to the 3rd fret on the 1st string. So it's a good stretch chord. You might wonder why we're not doing it with the 1st, 2nd and 3rd fingers like that. The reason we do it with 2, 3 and 4 is the 4th finger can sometimes get neglected, and I think it's important that we start using it right away and getting some strength into it and getting it used to being used. So we will play the G like this for the time being. So we'll try all of the notes. The other reason we do the G like this is if we have a look at our left hand, we can see from a G chord there to a C chord there, there's very little movement that needs to be done. Whereas if we did the G the other way, like this, to go from the G chord to the C chord, this finger here has to go an awful long way. So it's much more efficient to do it this way. So 3 new chords now, the B7 chord, the C chord, and also the G chord. All hard chords and all worthy of a lot of attention to get right.